my definition of soon is different than your
Different
definition
from
of
my
soon.
definition of soon.
Yeah.
And my definition of soon is... hold on, I forgot something. I'll be right back.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that comes out of the crapshoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host,
James.
James. I call him James. Everyone else just calls him Jimmy. Just works like that.
It's a little bit weird.
So a lot of things have happened this week, James.
Yeah. You actually have stuff to talk about?
I have a couple of things, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got a couple things.
And I have a couple of things that I know you would like. So
Okay.
how about we just get into
Yeah. Let's start
All right.
off. Let's
start
off.
with some dangerousness that comes out of our neighbors down below.
Okay.
Aliens,
Which,
James. Do you believe in them?
I was thinking, is he talking about Mexico or is he talking about Australia?
When I say neighbors down below, you think
was thinking-
Australia is your second thing that comes to your mind?
Usually down below is the Australian slang.
Yeah.
So I know they're not our neighbors.
Well, I mean, that's Australian slang, but I'm not Australian. My Australian, when I
JD.
refer to Australians, I say
JD.
upside down. Okay. Does that ring a bell?
In the same way, I sound Dutch to my viewers. You sound Australian to me.
You sound Dutch to your viewers?
Yeah, they've asked me a couple of times if I'm Dutch.
Are you Dutch?
No.
Oh, not even a little bit of Dutch blood in you?
I don't think so. I think it's like surprisingly no Dutch. I haven't done a 23andMe, and I never will, because the government's never gonna get my spit.
Oh,
Shit.
Really? Oh, shit.
Don't take that. Don't take that. I start trying to rub it off the ground.
It's like a bunch of FBI agents immediately break in and try to like scoop up your thing into like a plastic
FBI,
bag,
open up!
and you're trying to like peel them off the spot that you spit on. Anyway, so
Trying to scrub the carpet.
aliens in Mexico.
Yeah, aliens.
Have you heard about it?
That's such a. I'm aware of some things. I'm aware of the the president or
Do you
something.
know what they look
Mexico.
like? Aliens.
Little like elves.
Elves. They're aliens.
Yeah, I'm aware of that it was like around. Oh yeah, the boxes with the aliens. Okay.
Yeah.
I
It's
was
like
also
the
thinking
alien
of when
mummies type of thing. They're like the
I was
very
thinking of-
small little dudes.
Sorry, I was thinking of very recently when the president of Mexico came out and showed a picture on his phone, and he's like, alien elf. And it's like and then he like posted the picture later on, but it's like in a tree, there's like a little elf sitting in it. It looks like a little elf on the shelf, but he's like,
Well, I mean, James,
no, that's
elves are
real.
different from aliens, okay? Elves are
I know, but
they're
he was
native,
like talking about aliens
yeah.
at the same time, so it was like confusing
Okay.
my brain. But yeah, but aliens in the boxes.
Yes. It's the aliens in the box.
Dude, that's so funny.
They're real, James. I knew it all along. I told you, dude, there's aliens. They exist.
I mean,
They have walked among us at some point. And they died and their body was perfectly preserved and brought
stop
to us
talking about Among Us.
and brought to us this by the most reputable person that I know.
And who's that?
I don't know his name. But what I do know is that he also
He's
brought
very
some
reputable.
alien. Is reputable. He brought a couple
I
alien
know,
bodies
he's
too, like 2-3 years ago. And guess what?
think-
They were the same bodies.
No,
Well, they weren't exactly the same, James. They were like
they weren't in boxes.
they were fake back then, but these ones are real now.
I mean, they look the same, but
They look the same, but they're not the same. You see, it's because before he just misplaced like the actual alien bodies, but he knew they were real, so he just like replicated them with like fake like paper mache or whatever. But then just recently he actually found them. Like he just left them in his in his packing box. He had to move before, so he forgot which box he packed those bodies in. But then he found it recently, and now he's shown it to the world. So, yeah. What's actually really interesting though is there's like this paleontologist or something that broke down like the anatomy of these little like alien bodies that he brought in, because technically they're made using like actual bones and stuff. And it's really interesting how the dude crafted these bodies. Basically, He just took a bunch of like different types of animal bones and like
Oh
stuck them
no.
together to
Oh
make this little alien thing.
no.
So apparently, the skull is like a I think it's a llama skull, but it's flipped backwards, and the front of the llama skull is cut off. So they use the back
Fucking
of a llama
Christ.
skull as the face for this little like alien dude, and then they just have a bunch of like random like femur bones and just other like bones from other animals. They're just they're orientated wrong in the bodies. Like some of them
Your
are like
bones are not
upside
your own.
down, sometimes like upside down. And the dude who's doing like the analysis on the video is like, yeah, if these things like actually had this kind of anatomy, they wouldn't be able to move because the joints and the bones don't
No,
really fit together
no,
well.
they would be fine. They would be fine.
Sorry, were you the guy who brought him in? You sound like him.
I am. No, no. I know a guy who knows him.
I think it's
I'm
actually
not him.
it reminded me of you, James. You know, a little bit, this incident
I
where
want to say D say, get his ass right now.
where you know, I mean, like evidence in quotations gets brought up, and then like the dudes just don't even look into it deeper. They just take it face value and they just run with it. And then, you know, sometimes that's just not the best course of action.
No,
But
it
I
is.
mean, I'm not a government, so what would I know, really? I'm just a dude who has eyes, but they're also kind of ruined because I have glasses too. But anyway,
Well-
yeah, the aliens, James, they're among us.
Among Us.
It's us.
So- We're so stupid.
So you got anything? As amazing as aliens, huh, James?
I got a few things in my list here. I don't know if they're as amazing as aliens.
Okay. Well, I mean, you could try.
I will say this though about the whole alien thing. I think my favorite piece of content I've seen being made about it,
Uh-huh.
like in relation, is this comedian on TikTok named Tony. I always forget his last name, but he's this really funny comedian who's like actually finally like a non-problematic like TikTok comedian kind of guy.
So he's not funny, is what you're saying.
No,
to me.
he is funny. Another TikTok comedian recently just got like outed for being just horribly like transphobic. So I was like, at least Tony's still good because Tony's like fucking like just dunking on him in the comments and stuff when he like found out about it. But anyways, I don't want to get caught up on it because I know you were like, James, you always make this political, so I don't want to. But
No, James, it's not like every single time you hop on and you're
listen,
like, I got
look,
some news.
JD, look,
I got some
made
news.
sure
So
I had
basically,
nothing political.
this guy blackface, and then
No,
this
he
guy
already is black.
transphobic, this guy Nazi. That's like every other. That's like every other
Yes.
episode, James.
Well,
because-
I'm sorry,
because those
JD,
are the only
Nazis
people that populate
and
your feed.
transphobes are real. I'm sorry that they exist. I'm
Are you
that
sorry?
that
You're not sorry.
inconveniences
You're
you.
not sorry that they exist. Why you say it then?
I
If
mean,
you're not sorry.
I am sorry that they exist because they're horrible things that should not exist in our world, and we've made it so clear that they are
Whoa.
not good for us.
You want
Oh,
to
I'm sorry.
kill
Did I
all
call
of them,
Nazis
James?
bad guys? Oh no.
That's crazy, James. Anyway, what were you saying about
So Tony, he like made a TikTok where he was like comparing how the U.S. handled like talking about aliens, and how Mexico handled it, and he was like, with the U.S. one, it's like, we can neither confirm nor deny at this time what is and what isn't happening, and all. And he's like talking about it, and then he's like, but for Mexico, and it's like, go and say the bodies are right here. Who wants a picture? Who wants a picture? And it's like a bunch of people like scream, like, oh my god, they're real, and he's just like showing them off, and he's like, it's right here. Come feel it. It's real. This is real.
This is real.
But no, I don't have anything as great as aliens are definitely real and not dog bones.
And it's definitely real and not a llama
Not a
head
camel
turned
skull.
backwards.
No, llama head, sorry. But I do have something that is very important to me.
Sure.
Achievement Hunter, one of the IPs of I didn't even finish saying it.
Yeah.
One of the IPs of Rooster Teeth has finally, or is coming to an end. They're coming to a slow end, and then it'll just be a channel that's like not touched again. It won't get like churned into something else or anything.
Mhm.
But basically, it was the one of the like first like secondary IPs to Rooster Teeth. So it's one of the first like subsidiaries to them,
Yeah.
and it's been going for almost 15 years now, I believe, since
Dang,
2000.
that is a long time.
Yeah, I think 2008ish maybe is
Oh
when
my
it
God, I
first
don't even
started.
remember 2008.
And it was like for 3 years, it was just Jack and Jeff, and then a bunch of other people, including a piece of shit known as the Ryan Haywood. Uh, Burn in hell, you fucking dickhead.
Sorry, what did they call him back then? The King?
The Mad King Ryan,
That's right.
because he was like a winner of a lot of their games where they had a
Man,
crown,
what a mad
and
lad
so
right
he was
there.
just the Mad King. Yeah, what a mad lad. So
Good
mad
thing
he
he
was a
stayed a
pedophile.
winner until the end, huh?
No, no.
Yeah, so
Uh,
Achievement Hunter, huh?
so yeah, it's coming to an end. And this has been something that's been very clear from content, as like a lot of people involved with Achievement Hunter have been like slowly moving out of it and moving on to other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So they're still going to
people,
be making content, just not Achievement Hunter content?
yes. So the four people who are left at Achievement Hunter: Michael Jones, Trevor Collins, Alfredo Diaz, and Joe Lee. I believe his last name is Lee. He's one of the newer members. He's really funny. I really like him, and I think a lot of people like they do the whole he's so
Yeah,
loud
funny.
thing, and
More
it's
like
like,
funny looking.
hey JD, you can't say that as a white guy. He's Asian.
I can say that. I can say that. I don't even know what he looks
No,
like. So of
no,
course I
he's a
can say
different kind
that.
of Asian, JD. So you can't make fun of his
Oh
Asianness.
no, I definitely can make fun of him now.
All right, I forgot the Chinese are especially racist towards. Never mind.
That's racist
I'm
toward
joking. I
everyone
don't
who's
know.
not Chinese. If you're racist toward everyone, does that really make you racist?
Yeah, dude, I love people that are like that. That are like, no, I hate everybody, so I can't be racist. Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm racist. I'm racist toward everyone.
So I'm not racist. What?
When everyone is super, then no,
Nobody.
nobody. That kind of logic
Yeah.
just makes sense.
Uh, but yeah, they're moving on to making this thing called Dog Bark, which is continuing Rooster Teeth's tradition of not having good names for any of their their like secondary like productions.
Having terrible names, not putting it on YouTube. What else?
It's on YouTube. That's also a thing, is that the Rooster Teeth podcast has been on YouTube for several weeks, and the same guy continues to comment it, and like other people are still commenting it, and it's like, you guys are so fucking dumb.
I mean, at this point, it's just a bit that you are taking seriously and
It's not,
finding
no,
it funny.
it's so here's
So
the thing. Something
yeah,
like saying Ray is coming back to Achievement Hunter, which is now finally being retired. Or no, sorry, it's now being evolved to Ray's gonna buy Achievement Hunter, is what it is.
oh,
Ray was another member who had left a while back. I think he was there for like 3 years, and then he left the company to go do streaming full time, and he's been very successful. Brown Man or Ray Narvaez Jr. Those are his two handles on different like platforms and stuff.
mm-hmm.
He's been very successful, and there's been a long running joke of like bring Ray back in like almost every comment section for Achievement Hunter or Let's Play, their other channel. That's
Yeah.
basically just the video game version of Achievement Hunter. It's always in there because that's the ongoing joke. But it's like something like put RTP on YouTube is like not a joke, because it's like it is. It's like it already is a thing, and it was just being said by people who were like, I don't want to go to the website, even though it's more beneficial for the people I watch, because I hate the people I watch.
Well, it's because they just want what's best for themselves, and as a consumer, that's just what's expected.
No, I love that. People are like, they're not thinking of the fans anymore. It's like, no, they are. They just also have to think about themselves, because they can't make this.
It's a balancing act,
They can't make this for free, so they're trying to bring more people to a place where they'll make more money.
Exactly. I mean, they're going bankrupt, and it's just because of their downfall.
Oh, that's my other favorite thing.
They're
Yep, the
going
downfall,
bankrupt.
the bankruptcy. I love when people say
Rooster
that, because
Teeth's
it's like
downfall, they're bankrupt.
it's so clear that that's not true, because it's like they're still doing such big stuff that it's like they are not bankrupt.
I mean, aren't
but
they
people,
like supported by like
people
Warner
keep wanting
Brothers
to be like,
now? Isn't that okay?
I mean, they've been supported by Warner Brothers for like years.
Yeah. So of course they got like a giant company backing them.
Yeah, and it's also like they're a very popular property and whatnot. But also, yeah, AH is coming to an end. They're turning into Dog Bark, which will be a kind of like variety channel. Basically, very similar to what Smosh is doing, is what they
Mm-hmm.
kind of want to do.
Oh, I see. So now,
They've
now they're so washed up they just got to steal channel ideas from other people, huh?
uh I guess I'm sure that'll be something I see in the comments.
Oh, you sure?
You know, I'm
You're right.
sure
You're gonna see it from me, from my. I'm gonna
I
make
will
that comment.
I will say somebody did say they want to be Smosh so bad, and my thought was actually didn't Smosh kind of go the way of Achievement Hunter? I mean, the way of Rooster Teeth, because they both started out as being like very skit and like just video focused, and then they branched out into doing like other stuff and
But
doing video
didn't
gaming, like
Smosh come
Smosh
first
games.
though, or was that
No,
Achievement
it
Hunter?
didn't. Rooster Teeth itself came first.
Oh, okay.
Smosh definitely came before Achievement Hunter, but what I meant was like Smosh went the way of Rooster Teeth, where it was like they started out with making these sort of like skits and like these sort of videos and stuff, and then at some point they started making video game content for like Rooster Teeth, and then after a while Smosh started making video game content, and it was
Mhm.
like as an excuse because they didn't have time to play video games, they wanted to start playing video games and work it into a schedule so they could do it for work, which is then what Smosh did. They've talked about this themselves when Anthony came back. They've done a bunch of like content talking about it. So that's how I'm like, oh, this is very similar. And now it's like Achievement Hunter is now doing that themselves. Instead, they started out with the video game process and are now going on to what like the other stuff is after that.
Oh, I see.
But I'm very excited. It's for people that I think are very funny from Rooster Teeth that are moving on to doing this stuff. So I'm very interested to see what they make. It's
Man, when you listed out the 4 members of Achievement Hunter, my first response was, "Wow, that's way less than I thought there were in there." And
well,
then,
they
and then
do.
the second one was, "I don't recognize like any of those names."
God, I love those comments. Whenever people go, I don't recognize any of these people, and it's like, well, that's because you don't watch it.
That's true.
It's very clear you don't watch it because I'm looking at because when you click on somebody's like username now, or like you hover over it if you're on mobile,
Oh yeah.
it tells you how many comments they have, and it will be like one comment on this channel, and I'll
Got
be
'em.
like, you've never watched this before, have you?
Well, I mean, that's
You're
what
a
he
new
says.
person.
He says, "I don't recognize any of this," and he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He's
Yeah.
because guess what? You just started watching. Where's Gus? He didn't want to do it anymore. But
Yeah,
why?
you're that guy, James. When someone says something obvious, you're like, "Oh, thanks, Captain Obvious."
No, I grab him by the throat and choke him till the life leaves their eyes.
While you say that,
No, but the reason there isn't a lot of people that are moving on to doing dog bark is because they've moved on to other projects. Uh, if people want something that's very Let's Play like an Achievement Hunter like originally, then the Inside Games streaming group and also YouTube channel for their VODs now.
inside what?
Inside Gaming.
Oh, is like a new thing?
Sorry, excuse me. I just ate. Sorry.
Yeah, excuse you.
Sorry. I do feel embarrassed about that.
Oh, you should.
It's technically a new thing. It's originally what Funhouse started as, and then they became Funhouse, and then Rooster Teeth acquired Inside Gaming, and now they've made it into what it is now. And I think at least, no, not even at least, 3 people from Inside Gaming have gone. I mean, from Achievement Hunter have gone over to doing Inside Gaming. Other people have gone on to like different productions and stuff. Lindsay, I think, is now working full time in like the Ruby area, so she's very involved in that now. My computer just turned off.
Another project that's been going downhill and
Yeah, dude, I love that
bankrupt
because
and
like
washed up.
I love that because it's like as if Volume 9 was not like genuinely very good.
Oh, it doesn't matter how good it is. It's bankrupt, James.
Doesn't matter how good it is, Batman. I didn't like it. Eh, I don't like that
You want
there
to
are
know
lesbians.
which Pokemon I just caught, Batman?
No, Joker.
Joker. I caught a low punny, Batman.
No, Joker. Joker, no. Joker, no. Joker, what the fuck? Joker, what?
Yeah, I mean, everyone saw it coming from a mile away, but yeah, the end of Achievement Hunter, end of an era, James. It's over. It's gone.
I love that.
I don't even remember. I don't even know who those guys are anymore.
I feel like you have the Achievement Hunter subreddit opened up, and you're just reading off the names of like different posts. Because these are all things I've seen people say.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think of what will make you like the most angry most
It's
like
not even like
lash out
it doesn't
right
make
now.
me angry. It's just like, it's what people are saying now because it's like, it's true. It is the end of an era technically, but it's also they're not getting rid of it. Like they made it very clear, like this is not going to be changed into something else. This is going to stay
I mean,
as it
that's just an
is.
easy way of putting, this is dead, but we're gonna leave the corpse here.
Oh yeah, I love people being like how to kill a brand 101 and I'm
There you
thinking,
go.
well, yeah, it's ending.
The brand ended. It's how to
how to
kill.
kill
You can't
how
get
to
mad
kill
at
a
it,
brand.
James. That's what it's true. It's nothing but facts.
I don't think they understand it's true. I think they're thinking it's some other way. Sorry,
Yeah,
but anyway, we've spent a lot of time on this. But yeah, Achievement Hunter's ending. Let's Play is going to be switched over to somebody else. They're going to be taking the reins of that, and I have no idea who that's going to be because they haven't said. But I'm
I
very
see.
interested. And they've put out an email recently that I didn't add to my list here of like a bunch of new stuff that they're doing, and it all looks really cool. It actually looks genuinely really good and interesting, and I can't wait to see what comes of it all.
I can't wait to see you talk about comments about how this stuff is not interesting and really
I
boring.
won't. I'm going to make that clear. I am not going to.
Really?
Hmm.
Let me just mark down the timestamp.
I've decided I've decided I'm not going to engage with stuff that annoys me anymore. I'm just going to try and like have a much more
Wow.
peaceful
Your
life.
redemption arc?
No.
I
No.
mean, James, I like it when you engage with stuff that makes you unimaginably
I
angry and
know you
frustrated.
do, but that's
Yeah.
why I'm
Well, of
that's why I'm
course I do.
deciding no.
I'm not the one doing it. Hey, you have to do it for content.
Man.
Nobody likes
Daddy,
seeing you
make
happy,
you some
James, okay?
content.
Nobody likes seeing you happy. You have to be balding.
Dude, my dad looked at me today and he squinted his eyes while looking at me. I'm like, "Hey, is everything okay?" He's like, "Are you going bald?" Yeah, I was about to like yell at him. I'm like, "Dad, where are you?"
Are you going bald and you just like your whole body tenses up, your neck, like muscles start like flexing. You're like, "Arr, arr, arr."
I was like, "Whoa, dude, what the fuck? Why are you attacking me like this?"
Man, out of everyone in your family, your father's the one that notices it.
Oh yeah, Funhouse is bringing back. Sorry, Funhouse is bringing back two things combined into one that were both content series that I
Adam?
really liked. No, because he deserves a rotten hell too. That little fucking
Whoa.
stalking creep that jerked off in the bathroom. What a
Jesus,
fucking
man.
weirdo he was.
Hey man, it's a personal problem. You just had to get
Kill
he
yourself.
needed some help. You need some help.
I don't. I really hope you did hear me there.
I did hear you.
Okay, I
Just
wasn't sure.
my bit is that I just ignore whatever you say. Like, I hope he rots it out. I hope they all die. Horrible deaths.
No, they're bringing back a mixture of demo disc and I don't know what the wheel one was called. Oh, Steam Roulette or it was like something
More like
Wheelhouse.
Steam
But
Poulette.
yeah, they were always shitty games, but now they're bringing back a version of it called Demo Wheel, where they're going to be playing they spin a wheel and whatever it lands on is the demo that they're going to have to play, which I think is really cool. I really like it. I forgot to mention that. That was one of the things that they announced that they're bringing that I can't wait for. It looks really cool.
Oh,
Um,
that is nice.
so you got something else?
Yes, it's
Okay.
another one of your favorite people.
Is it
One
Sneeko?
of your big fans. It is Sneeko.
Yeah, I knew it.
And we haven't talked about him in a while. I wanted
No, we haven't because this little
obviously
snake,
I don't know anything that happens with him
this little
outside of
snaky
whenever he
loser's
hits
been sneaking
mainstream.
around.
And the funny thing is, it's not from Charlie's video where I've heard about the recent news about Sneeko. It's not anyone else's, like any of the other content creators I usually watch that talk about it. It's it's a meme. It's Meme Professor, whatever his name was, the one that explains the origins of memes and how they work, how they came to be like popular.
Know your meme.
Yeah, it's one of those at least. I don't know if that's the specific
That's who
one.
I watch.
It's someone like that. And then I saw it and it was like Sneeko like surprised by his young fans or something, or how young his fans are. And I
Yeah,
was like, really?
Sneeko's like at a baseball game.
He's just chilling. So the video, I didn't watch the full video. I
have.
only seen that video where they show like small clips of the video, but there's no audio. Like it's just a
Okay.
video of the thing. Like I don't hear what they're saying. But
So
I'm
have
gonna
you-
assume they said this is where you come in, James, where you're like
Uh-huh.
they're racist. There's trans.
They are. No,
yeah,
they're not.
I probably do.
I'll say this: they at least didn't say anything racist. They did say some transphobic and homophobic shit, and it's like so bad that the way
Are you
Sneeko reacts.
offensive?
Yeah, JD, you know what? I am offended by a person saying "kill the gays." A little child shouting that at Sneeko, and Sneeko's reaction is going, "Oh, what have I made?"
And still go, whoa,
I'll grab him around the neck and just wring that fucking head out.
whoa.
I didn't want to do this, JD. I didn't want to do this.
Wait,
I
which
didn't
one,
put that
Sneeko or the kid?
fucking both. I'll smash them together like it's a
That's just
cartoon.
it's just a kid, man. It's just a kid, James.
I'll take them both and I'll smack both their
It's
heads
just a
together, and
kid.
there'll be a little.
It's
there'll be
kid
a
doing
little,
kid things, you know?
Unlucky cloud that goes bam.
Yeah, they can say all this crazy stuff, but I mean, they're not going to do it because they're kids.
Oh, lessons in meme culture. I scrolled up. To
That's
see what
it was. Yeah,
because it wasn't
I
that far
remember
up,
that.
so I wanted to scroll up and see.
Yeah, so I guess it's like a bunch of his fans like spot him at the baseball game.
A
that you
bunch
said?
of like 10-year-olds, dude.
Yeah, they're like they're like between the ages of like 9 and 13 or something.
They're actual fucking children.
Yeah. So these children go up to him and they just start, I guess, do they just start spouting like the random crap at him and then
Yeah, no, so that's the most surprising thing is that they start saying, so what happens is the kids are like taking a photo with them, and then the little redneck looking one who has like a t-shirt with like rolled up sleeves and a baseball cap.
cool.
I make mention of this because the rolled up sleeves thing is a very redneck sort of like dressing, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, you know,
If
kids
it
are
felt
just
very weird for what's like
mirrors
at a
of their
baseball
parents,
game.
you know.
Yeah,
Well, except in some circumstances.
I look exactly like my father.
I act exactly like my father. I share the
Sure,
same
JD,
thoughts and
you
opinions of my whole
act.
family. I share the same thoughts and opinions of my whole race, James.
Oh. So yeah, Sneeko takes a picture and he's like, "Okay, have a good day." And then the kid like starts jumping up and down, like in excitement.
Yeah.
And in his excitement, he screams, "Fuck the women! Fuck the women! Fuck the women!" And Sneeko's like,
That's
"What?
fine.
Whoa! Don't say that! No, we love the women."
Well, that's what he said, though. That's basically what it means.
again,
That's what he means,
it's
but he just
so-
didn't know. He just couldn't put it into words because he was so excited, you know.
Again, it's so it's surprising that Sneeko is saying this because it's like that is what.
Well, I've been telling you, James. It's a bit. It's literally all just a joke. That's why he's
No,
surprised.
I understand it's a grift, but I'm surprised
a
that like,
grift.
he. No, I understand it's a grift. It's just a grift with these guys. Same with like the fucking what is the Ben Shapiro media company?
I don't know.
Fucking
Ben Shapiro Media?
Daily Mail, I think.
Daily Wire.
Mail Daily Wire.
Yeah.
It's like the black lady that they got on that, who is like so Candace Owens, who is so clearly like doesn't believe the bullshit she spews. Like her and Ben Shapiro are so like clearly they don't actually believe it, but
Like
they
they
know it's
say
like
just
the
for the
easiest way to make
views.
fucking money.
It gets some attention, views, money, and
Because
that's why
if
he
they
said it.
did believe it, then they would inherently be like just casting hatred on themselves, because Ben Shapiro, a Jewish man, does not believe what right-wing old ideology there is. Candace Owens, a black woman, does not believe that genuinely. Otherwise, they're just hating on themselves. It's like
Well, maybe they
pure
do hate
self-hatred.
themselves. I don't know.
No, they don't. But
I mean, you don't know them.
you're
Have you
right.
ever talked to them?
You're right. I don't know them, but I know Steven Crowder. Sorry, no. But Sneeko, he's like, whoa, whoa, and then one of the kids off screen yells, "Kill the gays," and then the kid who yelled "fuck women." I'm not joking. These are real things that the kids say in the video.
Yeah,
Like
I know. I can believe you.
I'm not paraphrasing, and I can't make that any more clear. I'm not paraphrasing. The kids literally say this, and it's
Like
like the
word for
most
word?
like word for word, and it's like he doesn't understand that this is actually bad. That children ran up. Like again, these kids have to be like 10, and they're saying
Yeah.
this shit to him, and he doesn't understand.
I don't
why
even
it's
know
bad,
if they
and it's
know
like,
what gay is.
no, I'm sure they don't, because JD, that's a whole reason of like why people want this shit to be taught in schools, so kids actually understand and aren't just repeating hatred.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's like, and then the kid who said fuck the women, he's like, after Sneeko corrects him, and as the other kid says kill the gays, he says, oh, but trans people, because they're not real.
Got him.
Holy shit, dude. I genuinely,
It's them trying to make jokes about it, but failing horribly and not realizing that
it's
that
the most
the joke
like,
needs a setup. and it actually needs to be funny.
You know what it is?
What?
It's the right wing version of me seeing Michael Jones, Gus Sorolla, and
Bezos.
Jeff Ramsey in person. It's me freezing up and going, oh my god, and then as I'm talking to them, I'm like, yeah, I made this sign. I make signs. I am a sign maker.
Sign maker, and I made this
It's me
sign
doing
for you.
that, but for a right wing person.
Yeah. I mean, they're literally like right in front of their idol, who they think like enjoys this kind of thing, and obviously they don't take any personal offense to any of that. So
no, because they don't fucking know what they're saying, because they
have no
listen
idea
to
what
this
they're
guy and every other fucking dickhead in the manosphere say this, because they're fucking influential
James,
kids who are like,
I can't
having
believe you
this shit
say that.
blasted
Weird.
into their brains.
Do you look around you,
Oh
James?
no! When I say this
Look
is
around
happening,
you,
when all
James.
they've done is target towards children with this fucking hateful
We're in it.
ideology.
We're in it, James. We're in the manosphere.
I didn't want to do this, JD. I didn't want to talk about this.
It's too late, man.
Every time I told myself,
you exploded out, man. All I wanted to talk about was some funny kids.
I want to talk about Ahsoka. I want to talk about Fiona and Kate, the cream team.
The cream team.
We'll get there.
Anyway, though, let's wrap this up then. Yeah, so Sneako's like he's like shocked about how like horrible these kids are just saying right in front of him. I guess he's shocked because they say it in public. I'm guessing they're in public.
Yeah, they are, because they're at a baseball game.
It makes him look really bad because
they're screaming it. Because one of the kids is like,
these kids are very clearly his fans.
Can I be in your video? And Sneako's like, yeah, man, say something. And then the camera pans over and he just stands there.
Do something. Say something funny.
He doesn't say anything. He just stands there like saying nothing, and that like pans away from him.
I mean, that's how you know that some people are just not meant to be, on camera. That's fine.
Dude, it's, oh my god, it's just like...
Anyway, so yeah, that got turned into a meme, him like reacting to stuff. I mean,
Sneako is so Sneako looks at it, hears what they're saying, and doesn't understand it's wrong. And that's probably the most upsetting thing, is that it's like, it's very clear he doesn't actually understand. Because he's
I thought he sounded like he was wrong, right? He's like the whole like shocked face with the whole thing. I don't know if he was shocked because he knows it's wrong and they said something wrong, or he's shocked that they would just say it in public.
I think it's the second one, and then it's a bit of like, he understands what they're saying, like he knows and he doesn't care, and he's like, the face he makes is so goofy that it's like not real, but it also is
that's
like,
just because Sneako's goofy looking. Can't blame the guy for his
it's like
man.
me hearing somebody say something and it's like alarming, but it's like funny to me, so I make like a funny like surprise face, and that's what he does. And
yeah, when you figured out my horrible hatred for Transformers and what else did you like? and Ruby, the animated show made by Rooster Teeth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I really like you having the piece.
And it's the same shock. It was the same shocked face that I made when I heard that you enjoyed Batman v Superman.
It's good.
Anyway, though, yeah, you have your news.
Yeah, so the Ahsoka TV show is, I think,
trash, right?
No, it's actually really good, like really good.
I haven't heard of it, anything about it at all.
I'm not surprised, because it's been fairly unproblematic. So like, not a lot of people doing like, this has been trash. It's just trash. I mean, other than people like being upset that women are in it. Like, other than that,
there's women in it.
Several.
I gotta leave a review real quick.
I gotta go get in my car.
I gotta buy some plane tickets. And no, James, I'm not gonna watch the show before I make opinions about it.
That's fine. I'm not expecting you to go. And
You're
buy
defeated.
Disney Plus,
like,
JD.
yeah, it's fine.
No, I'm not expecting you to go buy Disney Plus and actually watch this or anything.
No, hell no, I'm not. Well,
I know you don't care about TV.
Watching.
JD, the thing is, I know you don't care about TV shows, so I don't expect you to actually go and like watch any of this stuff when I say the whole like 3-episode rule thing. I'm not expecting that from you. If it's
I've
not
got a 0-episode rule.
I'm not expecting that from you unless it's on Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, I can't watch things on Amazon. Mm-hmm.
I thought you could.
I said I can. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said I can't. Okay. But yeah, Ahsoka, it's really good. and it's been very strong. I feel like they've been doing a lot of very good arcs and stuff.
Yeah,
The
strong female
characters,
characters. Is that what it is?
yeah, actually, yeah, they're very well written stuff. I think they're all really good. There's very good moments and stuff. Very great beats. The fights are really good. And then there's like there's yeah, I feel like every episode has had one moment where it's like this is the moment of the episode. It's been getting better and
This
better
is the
from
you
episode to
go
episode.
girl moment.
It's the you go girl moment from or the girls get it done moment from the boys, but it's like when they have the payoff and at the end where it's actually really good because they're all just beating the shit out of the Nazi.
Yeah.
It's like that. No,
Oh, I
but
see. That's
it's
nice.
been really good, and the last two episodes I think have been some of my favorite pieces of Star Wars media since Andor, which was an entire season slash show that was just good from start to end.
Man. So it
Andor
just
was so
seems like
good.
people just really like those Star Wars TV shows spin-off type things.
No, they don't. They are very
No?
upset about it constantly because
Really? I thought people liked
Disney,
like the Mandalorian and the
they
whatever
like.
Andor.
So
And
here's the
whatever.
thing. I like the Mandalorian, and I can see the faults that come from like season 2 and season 3. But I think season 2 is really good. I think season 3 is pretty good. Uh, but I can see where the faults are. But people like hammer those because they're like, it's so bad, it's so slow, and it's like, and people are like, I didn't like the Book
Oh,
of
it's
Boba Fett. I'm
slow
like,
paced. I don't think I would like it.
it's slow paced in that the entire season is one story rather than like
Oh, I see.
how it was in season 1 where it was a bunch of like
Yeah.
event to event to event. It's like this is a continuous story going through.
I
It's
see.
a full like through line of stuff. But with season or not sorry, Book of Boba Fett is critically hated, even though I thought it was okay. I like seeing Boba Fett
Critically
be,
hated by like critics or just everybody?
uh by not by critics, but like by just like not like random like you'll find like random groupings of who hate it, and then like the reasons for hating it will be so interspersed that like they don't hate it for the same reasons, and they would hate each other for the reasons they hate it.
That sounds pretty simple.
It sounds like a Star Wars discussion.
That sounds like different Star Wars groups.
It's why I always struggle to say I don't like The Rise of Skywalker because people go women, and I'm like, no, it's just a bad movie that a person made because they didn't like to make the movie.
Oh, I get you. Bad women characters in the movie. I hear what you're saying.
No, I think Rey is a very well written character. I just think characters like her and Finn keep getting shafted because like directors they're given.
Well, I mean, good written characters, but shafted by directors.
Yes, the characters are written well, but they're not directed well.
I mean,
But,
that's just a bad character anyway.
So, anyways, but yeah, I think it's been very good. And a lot of other shows have gotten like critiques and stuff. But the last two episodes, the last episode brought Hayden Christensen, the guy who played Anakin Skywalker.
Oh yeah. I hate you.
He recently appeared in the Obi-Wan TV show to reprise his role as Anakin for a flashback scene, and then as Vader in the costume with the broken helmet.
Ah.
And it was really cool. I really like that. A lot of people hate it because they were like, "Oh, this fight isn't as like cool as the prequel fights," and I'm like, I'm over here like, well, no, of course not. It's supposed to be like the original trilogy fights, which are slower and more emotional. That's the whole point. Is that it's the emotion of a fight, and that they're slower with it because they're old men now. They're not these
That
young
is
guys
true.
doing all these fucking spin moves.
Yeah, but I don't like slow fights, so I probably wouldn't like it.
Well, that's good then, JD, because in the new episode of Ahsoka, there was no slow fights.
Oh, that's nice.
But they did a flashback slash like dream sequence
Yeah.
where they go into Ahsoka's head to go back to the Clone Wars when she was a child soldier.
A child soldier.
Yeah, genuinely, and I don't think anybody
I didn't know
understood
you like
that.
watching these kinds of shows, James.
Well, I don't think anybody understood that she was like 14 during the Clone Wars because the cartoon doesn't make her look 14.
Oh yeah. In the cartoon, I thought
So-
she was a lot older.
Yeah, and that's the problem. And so when we go to this and they're like, Ahsoka's like, Anakin, this was one of our first wars together.
This was
This is one of our first battles. And everyone's like,
Do you
why is
remember
she
all the
so
families and
young?
children we've killed? Yeah, it brings back good memories.
That, Anakin is kind of like that. He is kind of like that. But no,
Man,
yeah,
do I
like,
miss feeling people like children's necks snap underneath my hands.
I love grabbing a child with just one hand and just wiggling him around till he stopped moving.
I like walking to a room full of Jedi Padawans that are probably like 7 years old, average,
Life is like
and
a
then turning on my
hurricane
lightsaber
here
menacingly,
in Duckburg. Like mowing the lawn.
cutting the grass.
With my scythe I shall reap.
Let's get this wheat, boys.
But no, I thought it was really good. And I think they really put it through. Like Ahsoka was like, but what if I don't want to keep fighting? What if I don't want like an apprentice? Like she's like doing all these sort of like lessons that she was taught on the show, but because this is her before she learned all those lessons,
Yeah.
she's obviously very unreceptive to the information that Anakin has. And Hayden Christensen does such a good job replicating the guy who played him in the animated show.
Yeah. And Anakin's like, oh, but dude, what if you were dead? And then he stabs Ahsoka in her neck. What if this? What if that? What if you were dead?
Snaps her neck. But no, he's very lighthearted. He's very joking, laughing, and he's like, chuckling. And I think Hayden Christensen has become such a better actor than he was when he was a kid, basically making those movies. Those were like his biggest roles, and he was
I would say
thrust
he
into them.
wasn't too great of an actor.
No, he wasn't.
Prequels.
I think he wasn't that good in the second movie, and I also think a lot of this does come down to George Lucas, who is infamously bad at writing. He can make these very inventive universes, but in truth, George Lucas's ex-wife is the whole reason the original trilogy had any good dialogue.
He could think of some pretty creative ideas, but when it comes time to put it onto paper, he just he loses his pen. Doesn't know where it went.
He just like me for real.
No. He's like you, but less cringe. And cringe is a crime.
No.
Punishable by cancellation.
No.
No. Fades out of
Vanished.
existence.
By death.
I hate you.
Well, he doesn't say it like that. He says, I hate you.
No, it's the one where he's dying.
Yeah, but he doesn't say, I hate you. He
says it like that.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he screams it.
Yeah, but he doesn't say, I hate you. He doesn't say it like that.
No, he says it. He says it like that.
Okay. But anyways, he's a much better actor now, and he's playing a really good job going from the different generations of this Anakin. Because the Clone Wars realistically took place in like a 3-year time span, and a lot of people forget that.
Yeah, was it between 2 and 3, or was it?
It's between 3 and 4.
Oh. Was it?
Oh, wait, no, yeah, 2 and 3.
No, I was about to say, it can't be between 3 and 4, because Anakin's, like, dead between 3 and 4.
Well.
Because Anakin lost his legs between 3 and 4.
He lost the will to live.
But he has that same haircut that he had in 3, so I'm guessing it's, like, a few years before 3.
Well, he has a shorter haircut, because he's growing it out into the mullet.
Oh,
even though it's not actually, it's not a mullet, but Ewan McGregor, the guy that plays Obi-Wan, kept calling it a mullet. I found out he just keeps referring to it as a mullet, but it's not. And it's very funny to me.
Yeah,
it's definitely shaggy hair, but it's not a mullet. But anyways, he does a really good job, and I think the girl that plays the young Ahsoka does a good job. They show one of the Clone Wars exclusive characters who has not really had any live action debut, Captain Rex, who is a very big. He's a very cool character. I
recognize that name.
Yeah, he's the guy with the blue armor and the 2 pistols.
Hmm.
But he made the final the jump from animated to live action with the Ahsoka show through 2 cameos in his Phase 1 and his Phase 2 armor, and it was really cool to see.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, though, he's just the same as the other clones.
No.
Because he's a clone.
Well, no, because he also has an Eminem haircut where it's a buzz cut. It's a buzz cut, but there's still enough hair, and so he bleached the hair. Oh. I'm not joking. He has a bleach blonde buzz cut. It's so bizarre looking.
He's not just tanned.
Yeah, I mean, he is tanned because he is Hawaiian. I mean, the guy that played the actual real life version of them was a Pacific Islander, so he is tanned because his skin is tan.
Anyway, so
Okay, so yeah, it's been really good. In the newest episode, they introduced Thrawn and his night troopers slash his remnant stormtroopers of the Empire, and they're all really cool. They got like gray and white armor with like red bandage wrapping around it, and then it's like every chipped piece, like giant missing chunk, is filled in with a gold replacement, which is a type of Japanese, I believe, style of repairing like pottery and stuff.
oh,
And there's this one really cool character called Enoch who has like this golden like mask imprinted into his helmet. I want to see if I can find him real quick.
well, don't.
How about no?
No. Can you say anything
Okay.
else other than no? So, yeah, Ahsoka TV show. Watch it if you want to.
Really good. There's 2 more episodes coming out after this, if I remember correctly.
Oh, it's not over yet?
No, there's still 2 more episodes, but I haven't talked about it this whole time. So I was like, I should probably talk about it finally.
Ah, I see.
Here is a picture of Enoch, by the way. He's really cool. He's very resemblant of a character from Dave Filoni, the creator of Ahsoka in the TV show Ahsoka. Made the show Ben 10, and this character is very similar to the character Enoch from that show, as this character is also named Enoch as well. But yeah, you can see the whole like replacement of
Enoch,
gold
nuts.
pieces. He's very cool looking though. I like it, and they give him a really cool vocal effect as well when he talks, which is very different than the normal Stormtrooper one.
Ew, he's got a face on his mask.
I know it freaked me out for a second. I'm like, that's very weird looking, but then it like really grew on me, and I've started to really like it. I especially like that
Makes him
it's
look like it actually makes him look like a giant jaws because of the sides of the helmet.
right,
Where
like
his jaws would be.
giant mandibles.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so cool looking, and I love that they're using the gray paint, which was a thing that they did for the concept art in The Mandalorian season 1 for the Remnant Troopers, but then they just ended up putting cracks in the armor and just making it dirty rather than putting on the gray paint. So I'm really glad they brought it back for this. They've done so well. I love it. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, pretty cool.
Fiona and Cake. Or wait, do you have any other topics?
No.
No?
Well, none that are important enough. Not more important than Fiona and Cake, whatever that is.
It's an Adventure Time spin-off show, which has been a thing they've been doing like every like once every 1.5 years they'll come out with like a Adventure Time spin-off show.
Really?
Yeah.
How many
or, like,
Adventure Time
just
spin-offs
up-
have there been?
I think there's been like 4 maybe now, because I think there's been like movies and then shows,
I see.
or maybe it's just been shows. But
Like taking place in the universe?
yeah, in the universe that take place like after the events of Adventure Time, and they've been like progressively getting further away or like just after type of thing. And they're all really good. Like I think they've been just like bangers all throughout.
Oh, well,
And in
if they're
this
made by the
show-
same people, they're probably pretty
Well,
good.
they are, but it's also like, sometimes even if something's made by the same people, it's not as good. Like, it's kind of lost the charm and stuff. And also with these new ones, they now no longer have, because they're releasing them on HBO Max, they no longer have these sort of restrictions that uploading on like something like Cartoon Network had.
Yeah.
So they're able to do kind of violent stuff to like be like, oh yeah, this is violent, by the way. Everything they've done in the show has been violent.
Man, Adventure Time violent? Nah, that doesn't.
Adventure Time,
that
but
doesn't
now
make
you
sense to
see
me.
blood when people lose limbs.
Adventure
Did you
Time rated R?
No, but yeah, it's also Fiona and Cake, to explain, is the it's the mirror universe where all the genders are reversed, because this was all
Oh yeah, I remember that.
yeah. And so this is them following up on that now that everything in Adventure Time has happened.
Damn, they made a spin-off
Ice
about
King-
that? I thought they only
Yeah.
showed up in like one episode.
They've had a few episodes.
They had a few. Maybe I just didn't
Yeah.
watch. I didn't watch any of the older
They've all
ones.
been like,
Or younger ones,
here's
I
the Ice King making these stories type thing,
I see.
because it's all his it's technically his fan fiction, but then they revealed in this show that it's actually not his. It's just been placed in his mind by the like kind of overseer of the multiverse, Prismo. Do you remember who Prismo is?
That rings a bell, but not really.
He has a he's like the flat guy who's like kind of moving along like the edges of walls and stuff because he's a flat object.
Yeah, I know that.
He grants wishes and stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of characters that grant wishes, but he does do that
Sorry.
too.
I'm trying to think of how to describe him, but it's like he's so like bland in design that's like hard to describe him.
Well, I mean, hey, that's just how the creator of the multiverse would be. Manager of the multiverse would be.
Yeah, manager of the multiverse. I was about to say to be specific, but no, he's like
actually,
actually push up glasses. Excuse me. I can do that now.
Thank you for sharing with the class, James. So what? Fiona's just a female
version of Finn,
and Cake is a cat.
Jake. Cake is a cat instead of a dog.
Do they still have the same powers? Like Cake just
they're literally just themselves but gender swapped, and that's the whole thing. And but now because Ice King is no longer Ice King, he's become sane again, and he's reverted back in time to be his normal self. He's now Simon Petrikov.
Simon Petrikov.
Yes, and that's
why I've been seeing like not to be off topic, but I've been seeing. I watched like one short that had a meme of Adventure Time, and it had Ice King in it. And then in the comments I was scrolling through, and they were just calling like, "Man, I love Simon." I'm like, "Who the hell's Simon?"
His real name is Simon Petrikov, and he was from before Earth, which is Oo, by the way.
Oo is Earth,
the land of Oo is Earth. He's from our time. He's from our time before, like multiple different apocalypses basically happened all at the same time, causing the world to change and destroy itself and then become
Wait, so he was just like a modern dude?
He was a modern dude who found this like cursed crown and he put it on his head as a joke and then slowly started becoming like deranged the longer he had it on.
That's the funniest bit I've ever heard.
It's the funniest bit. And also his girlfriend was his like partner.
He had a girlfriend?
Yeah. Well, his fiance, Betty, which is important to the show, by the way. No, she was his partner in archaeology, and she was with him when he found the crown. He put the crown on, and then suddenly like he became deranged, started like screaming just nonsense, and it scared her off from him.
Yeah,
and so he became very depressive, himself putting the crown on without realizing it slowly, and his area of the world started freezing over. The longer he had the crown on, like the more he put it on, the colder everything got. More clouds would show up. It'd start raining, start snowing. It'd start hailing, and it just became worse and worse. And then he went on a rampage. He went mad, and he just started shooting like ice all over the place, like destroying stuff.
Oh yeah, he has ice spikes that look like lightning.
Mm-hmm. And so basically, because of that, he caused his own little mini apocalypse, and then everything else started causing apocalypses at the same time. There was like a burst out of vampires out of nowhere and stuff, and it just like all this stuff started happening all at once.
The greatest bit. The greatest prank.
Yo, watch this prank. I'm gonna make every apocalypse happen at once, but in its own little
prank.
area.
Yeah! Just shooting ice everywhere.
Now watch this drive. But yeah, he put the crown on, he became Ice King, and then later on in the series, he brought Betty to the modern timeline, modern to him, which is the time of Oo and stuff. And then Betty helped reverse him, turning time back as they were trapped inside this, like, basically the devil, essentially.
Sorry, is this the beginning of Fiona and Cake, or?
This is very important to understand Fiona and Cake. Okay. I'm not joking.
Okay.
Like, this is like,
I was about to say, like, you're talking about Fiona and Cake, but we haven't mentioned them since, like, 10 minutes ago when you started talking about Ice King.
Right,
Simon.
Sorry. It's because Ice King is also a main character in Fiona and Cake.
Okay.
It's
not
like,
Ice Queen, Ice King?
Right, and that's where I have to get to it. So, because Simon was turned back to normal, Fiona and Cake, in his mind, were reverted to his time rather than the time of Oo. So now everybody is human. They're all the human versions of their characters and stuff. Or they're the real versions. So Cake is a real cat. Okay. Prince Bubblegum is now just a guy named Gary.
Gary? Wait, is this an animated show?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's very good, by the way, and the intros are very good. Like, after the first episode, they changed the intro to, like, fuck with you, and then it stays like that, and it's so good. It's such a good... I'm not joking. It's such a good intro. It's like...
with...
No, the first intro goes, I'm not feeling like myself today. And it's, like, talking about, like, feeling, like, strange and out of place because
and the second intro is like, but if you close your eyes...
No, the second intro is like nightmares. Demons are real. But it's like playing this like really cool. It's like, that's the visuals, but it's like playing this really cool like acoustic like sort of like boom, It's like acoustic and synth mixed.
Okay, so what? It takes place in the modern world now.
Yes, but then they escape through a portal that they find. So Fiona and Cake find a portal and they like go through it and they come out of Simon's head and end up in Ooh. So now they exist, like they're real.
Okay.
And so then they go on this little adventure. Then Prismo is like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" Like,
let's go on an adventure time. And everyone's like, "No, shut up, stop it."
Yeah, Simon's like, "No, I just want my girlfriend back." Because
who the fuck are you?
So she's trapped inside that devil thing that reversed time.
Uh-huh.
And because it reversed time, it turned the crown back from being ice magic to a wishing crown. And because that, then she wished, "I wish to save Simon." And then it turned her, technically, I think, into the devil that was like destroying everything.
Cool.
And because of that, she then like snapped out of existence and is now like trapped. And so Simon's been trying to get to her, and he accidentally summoned Fiona and Cake because of this. So Prisma's like, "Simon, what the fuck are you doing?" And Simon's like, "I'm not doing anything." Fiona and Cake are like, "We came out of that sad little man's head." He's like, "No, I'm not."
I'm not little.
Then this like thing called the Scarab comes, and he's like, "You guys are anomalies in this universe." And
he's like, nightmare.
Yeah. Prisma's like, "You guys got to get out of here." And then he like snaps him out of reality to another reality.
Like, wake up.
He snaps him out of reality to another reality and stuff. And he gives him a remote, and he's like, "Use this to find the crown and turn yourself back to normal and get Fiona Cake back into your head." It isn't.
Get him back into your head.
Yeah,
it's like Simon's wife's like, why did a woman and a cat pop out of you real quick? Honey, I can explain.
Well, babe, I'm not really feeling like myself today.
Well, babe, if you close your eyes.
But yeah, they've been going on a lot of antics, and like the newest episodes have been like very good. Like they've all been very good, but the newest episodes, again, last two episodes, because they release them in batches. For this one, it was a vampire. It's like, what if the world was taken over by vampires instead of all the vampires?
Oh, so it's killed? Like Marvel's What If, but with Adventure Time.
Yeah, but like Adventure Time set all this up way long ago during the show itself. Like,
I'm surprised they set anything up during that show, because I remember first watching it and I'm thinking, this is the most random thing I've ever watched.
Do you remember the Lich and Billy?
Yeah.
And how the Lich was Billy?
Yeah. What is that?
That's important.
Important.
It is, because Lich Billy made a wish on Prismo that all like life would die.
Mm-hmm.
And then like he disappeared, and Finn's like, "I wish for the Lich to never exist." And then he went to his own reality where the Lich never existed, and he was like a farmer. He had like a metal arm.
Ah. And then Finn is like, I like that, not having an arm. And then
and then that became a theme, and every version of Finn always lost an arm.
And Finn and Jake are just not in this at all?
No, they are. Finn made a cameo in the first episode, where he's like, "Hey Simon, you're a depressed little man. Let me help you."
So are they also fake, or they're not imaginations? Okay.
No, they're real, because Simon's just back to normal, but he's now in the land of Ooh, and Finn is like he's like a 30-year-old or like a 25-year-old.
But Fiona and Cake were imaginations of Simon.
Well, they're real in the sense that they exist in their own reality, but they were made illegally, technically, according to the show. They're like illegal.
Oh, creations. So they're illegal aliens.
So that's why they were. Yeah,
and so they crossed the border through Simon's mind.
Yeah, and that's why that's why Prismo put them in Simon's head to hide them.
I see.
But then they got out, and he's like, "You guys got to get back in, or I'm in trouble." And the Scarab's like, "I'm going to get you in trouble, Prismo, because I hate you, and I want to be the timekeeper. I'm timekeeper. I'm the lore keeper.
I'm the big dog.
Yeah.
You can't be employee of the month. I'm employee of the month."
And so to finish this off, sorry, I know I've been going for a while, but to finish this off, there was like a really cool vampire world. Like, what if Marceline never met Simon? Because Marceline, by the way, when she was a baby, like not a baby, but like a child, she met Simon, and Simon helped raise her, and is the reason she's not like a horrible monster, and like is actually a kind of good person.
Simon raised her, or Ice King raised her?
Yeah, Simon raised her, because he was like going in and out of his like mentality. He would only put the crown on now, like out of instinct to save her.
I see.
But that still drove him more and more mad. And so at one point, he went so mad she had to leave him and went off on her own. But she used his teachings to grow up. But this is a world where if Simon died and never was able to raise her, so then she was taken in by the vampires. and raised as the vampire like princess.
Oh
And
yeah, because
because of that,
she is a vampire.
right, but in her world, she killed all the vampires because she hated vampires.
Oh, I see. So she
Yeah.
was a vampire, but she killed all the vampires.
hmm But
And that
then
kind
in
of
this
reminds me of
world,
you, James.
yeah, go on.
No, never mind. I won't say it. Go on.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it is exactly how you think.
Yeah, I think it might be. But yeah, so it's now a vampire world, and Fiona and Kay kind of like ruin it.
Of course
By
they
the way,
do.
a through line is that they continuously set up like cliffhanger things where it's like they don't answer any of this stuff, but they can definitely go back in other shows and stuff to do like answer it. But it's
Mhm.
also they continuously ruin everywhere they go, and it's like it's slowly dawning on them. Like especially Fiona. Fiona's like, "Oh my god, we are hurting people."
Well, obviously,
It's like
it's because James, they're women now. Of course.
no, it's
And they
because
ruin everything they touch.
it's because they came from the real world to what seems like a dream and fiction, and it's like this is what we've always wanted. And then like Fiona's like, "Oh my god, this is not what I wanted. I didn't want
This
to
is
hurt
just an
people.
adventure. This is just, it's all
Come
fake anyway. They're not
along
real people."
with
She
me."
says as she takes her sword and drives us through like
Fireflies
the
and
eye of like a
bees.
vampire or something. Vampire
Oh
kid
yeah,
cuts
there
the
was one.
vampire kid's head off.
So there was one world, by the way. This is unrelated, but there was one world where Ice King was normal and Princess Bubblegum was insane. But that's because
Yeah.
Ice King forced his insanity onto her, so he would stay sane.
Oh, I see. That's
It's
cool.
really cool though. It's very well done, and I think it's very good. There's also like a bit of trauma they don't talk about because it's like he's like, if you lose people like that wife of yours and other people, you can just make ice versions of them. You don't have to acknowledge the trauma. And then it shows like an ice version of Marceline, and like the implication is that Marceline died.
That's
And it's like,
funny.
oh my god, it's like, but she's like permanently a baby, so it's like, oh my god. But yeah, in the final episode, it's like very depressing because they end up on a desolate world full of nothing.
Cool.
All life is dead because this is the world the Lich created after he made his wish.
Ah.
And just because his wish was undone, by the way,
Mhm.
doesn't make it that his world never existed. It just means that there was a new world created where his wish was undone.
I see.
And so it's like
So
it's a
what?
very
Just Lich lives there and he's just chilling.
well the thing is like they are walking for a very long time and they're like there is literally nobody here. There's nothing. It's barren. There's no life at all. They find Bimo. Bimo is like the only thing because Bimo
Oh
is
yeah,
a
right.
robot.
Because he doesn't live.
And Bimo is like, yeah, my friend Jerry lives in there, and he points to like this little like hut that's like a little dome thing, and it's like the moment he says that, I realized, oh my god, that's where the Lich lives, because the Lich is the only thing alive, isn't it? Because they don't
Jerry.
say this, they just say Jerry, but for some reason my brain's like they're talking about him.
BMO shows up in this shit.
Bimo had his own spinoff. It was really good.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Having a character who had like no backstory in the original one, just all of a sudden have his spin-off.
No, they gave him a backstory.
What's his backstory? I don't think I've seen that episode then.
So basically, he finds out his creator created BMO because he wanted to create a child like for himself, but he kept creating. So everything was something
Pinocchio.
Mo. His name was Mo, and he kept creating robots named something Mo, and he has like hundreds of robots basically that all do different functions.
Primo.
And BMO was hurt, and they needed to fix him, but they couldn't fix him. So then they bring him back to Mo. And BMO's like, "Are you my papa?" And he's like, "Nope, I'm your poop poop." And he's like, just treating BMO like he's his child and stuff. And it's like, oh, he made BMO because he wanted a child, and so he made him like a little old school console sort of video game looking thing.
Old school console bunny rabbit bear looking thing.
He's not a bunny rabbit bear looking
Yeah,
thing.
so do you get to see the Lich in the episode or no?
Yes, you do, but it's like at the end. Like it's a very big build up where BMO's like, "Oh, we can go talk to Princess Bubblegum." They're like, "That's great," and then they go there and it's like there's nothing. It's just her crown and BMO like doing an impression of her, and they're like, "Oh my god, BMO, are you insane?"
Well, he's always
BMO
been
dies.
insane. BMO is always
By the way,
insane.
BMO
BMO dies.
So the remote they have that like
Yeah.
makes him teleport, it's dying and broken. So BMO plugs it into himself, and he's like, "I can fix it," and then he blows up, and it's like his charred skeleton is all, like the framework. It's like his eye sockets are like sunken in and stuff. It's very graphic because they can do that now. It's
That's
like
awesome.
It's like the episode in Adventure Time where Tree Trunks eats the apple and then just blows up, and that's where it ends. Like she
Yeah.
dies.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember that.
It's very reminiscent of that because it like Bima blows up and then it cuts everybody and they're just like silently like screaming while staring at it, like that sort of face.
Oh yeah, they have that the mouth wide open face.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, we can go talk to Jerry because Bima kept talking about Jerry, and they talk to him, and they get down there, and Fiona and Cake have never met a lich like thing because in their world there is no lich anymore because they're in a real world.
Right.
So they go down there, and Simon sees the lich, but it's like he's in Billy's body, but the skin's all decayed, the eyes popped out, and he's just like a skeleton sitting there basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Simon sees this, he falls over, he's like, oh my god, everybody gotta run. And then like the eye, like the green like flame turns on, and he just like classically he says, freeze. And it's just like everything goes silent and they fall back and they're just like in this like frozen state. So just,
Oh yeah, it's the lich meme where he's like fall.
yeah. It's so funny. But like I was watching this at 2 a.m. because I was up late and I was going to bed and everything. And like I was like, oh wait, I'm gonna watch this before I go to sleep. That way I don't get spoiled because I got spoiled last week. And I'm watching it, and he does that, and then it's like as they float up to him, it then cuts back to him, and it's very silent, and it's just like this sort of like kind of, it sounds like almost a VHS sort of reel is like slowly running in the background, and it's just like a frozen frame, like not frozen, but it's just like a still of his face, where he's like basically staring into the camera. And it's very graphically drawn, like how decayed he is, the eyeball hanging out of his head and everything, and the skeleton face. And I'm like,
the VHS horror episode of
yeah,
Adventure Time.
I was like, oh, this is kind of spooky to watch at 2 a.m. now.
Spooky. Oh yeah, I forgot you get scared easily.
Well, it's not even that. It's like there's like a bit of like there was already a bit of like unnervingness to the whole thing because like earlier in the episode they give you like a very quick like frame, like one frame sort of thing where it's like all life suddenly stopped because they're watching a recording of Ice King, and then Ice King suddenly turns into like a fucking like Ice King and Gunter turn into skeletons, and it's like it happens in one frame and then it stops, like the video stops and it's like literally the last frame, and it's like watching it you're like, did I just see that? And so the whole time you're like, oh my god, all life just suddenly stopped, and then you get to this and it's like fall, and it just like holds on him staring into the camera with like extreme detail and like all the gore for once, and it's like this is very un-Adventure Time like. It's like kind of almost like scary because of how unlike settling it is for what you're watching.
Yeah,
and then basically
pretty lighthearted.
Yeah, and basically just to cap this all off and end it here. Sorry, I know I've been talking about this for a while.
Keep rambling,
it's so good.
James. Just keep rambling.
I haven't been able to talk about this, and it's so good.
I'm sure it is.
It is. We gotta watch it.
Well, how about we watch it after you do that thing I told you.
To end it all off.
To end it all off, thank you.
So to end it all, to end it all off, basically.
If you enjoyed,
so I'm taking my headphones off so I can say this without fucking up. So. Sorry. So the Lich is like, Ice Wizard, I see you're still alive. In the past, I would have punished you tenfold by making you have the most miserable death there could be. But no, and then he releases them, and he like the flame goes out in his eye, and like Fiona and Cake are like, "What the fuck is that thing?" And Ice King is like, "That's the Lich. I think he's depressed." and it's like, yeah, he is. And then it's like, and they're like, "Is he gonna kill us?" And Ice King's like, "No, I think he's actually not gonna do anything for once."
No, I think he's just gonna be there and be sad.
And then they're like, okay, well, we found the ice crown in this kingdom. What are we going to do now? And Ice King's like, well, I'm going to have to put that crown back on. But the whole episode was dedicated to him explaining to Fiona how good his life was before he put the crown on. And Fiona's like, I don't want you to turn into that miserable thing you were before. Like, she's having like second thought because again, she's like, oh my God, what have we done? Like this sort of thing. And she's like,
she says that, but she doesn't actually care, James.
She does. No, the whole episode is about like how much she actually does care about this.
No.
By the way,
James,
the last two episodes, a silent subplot has been going on with the human Marshall and human, human Marceline and human Princess Bubblegum, but the male versions. And they've been having a very gay romance, and it's been very cute. It was very well done.
Disgusting.
I mean, they were lesbians in the original show, so whatever. But
that's also disgusting.
I'll break your goddamn legs next time we see each other. Hit you with the car.
No, we won't be seeing each other.
Yeah, we're not gonna see each other when we see FNAF. We'll go there separately. I'll leave the hat at
And
your
then
front door.
complete business relationship. We go watch it separately and then come back and talk about it.
No, we go see it at the same theater.
Yeah.
And
At the same
time,
theater, but we
we're
buy our
sitting
own
in
tickets. We don't
spots.
tell each other we're going there. But we end up
No,
at the same theater at opposite ends of the theater.
You've gone out and bought your own purple hat and put a badge in it.
hmm
But yeah, so basically Simon is like, he puts the crown in the center and he starts this ritual to send them back into his head before he puts the crown on. And then he does that, and the scarab guy shows up because he's like been trying to follow them slowly, and he gets them. And he's like, "I want to kill you now." They go into Simon's head, and then Simon, like, he's about to be stabbed.
Do
and
you
Simon
boys know how long I've been trying to find you?
Yeah, it's literally that.
And now I've got you right where I want you.
Simon, like in his last moment while summoning the portal, thinks about Betty, and because of this, what he's been trying to do this whole time, when he accidentally summoned Fiona Cake, he was trying to summon a portal to Betty. Suddenly, his blue portal that goes into his mind turns into a red flaming one, and everybody sinks. They sink into the ground. Him and the scarab guy.
Yeah.
Essentially, what it's implying is that they've been sent to Betty, who is now Satan, the devil.
Uh-huh.
And you also see that because when the Lich, his eye opens again, and this time it turns from a green flame to a red and yellow flame, to then resembling what this demon with 4 eyes looks like that Betty turned into.
Mm-hmm.
Which he is like the only, like, what he calls himself is the last scholar of Gulb, which is the name of it.
Gulb?
Gulb. Because Glob.
Yeah, you can gulp my nuts, dude.
Hey, JD, Gulb on this.
Got him.
Gulb, Gulb, Gulb. But that's because Glob is the name of God, basically. So Gulb is the name of the devil.
Okay.
It's very clever, yeah.
Thanks, James. I need you to say to me that it was clever.
I know. I had to explain the joke for you to get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fall into the thing, and it basically implies that they got on to Betty because him being the last scholar and the flame resembling each other, and the portal's still open. He opens his eye, and it turns into that. So, and that's how it ends.
Man.
There's still 2 more episodes, I believe, but like, it's such like it was such a good episode. Like, the last 2 episodes have been very good.
I think we can all agree that, you know, storytelling abilities
But what's even
is
better
actually pretty
is
tough.
the Cream Team.
And trying to make a cohesive, like trying to tell someone a story cohesively through just words alone is pretty tough. I think we all learned that today. And if you enjoyed, you should like, subscribe, and you can catch us every Sunday. It comes up every Sunday. You have to subscribe in order to know when it comes out. Usually. If you like James, you can find him in the description. This stuff is in the description.
Gross.
And I don't even know if you heard an audible burp there. It's just me like bolting my.
Yeah, and that's what I heard. I heard. Like you going a little bit Patrick Warburton.
It wasn't even a burp. It was like me like about to start a burp, but it didn't come out. So snap back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
That'll be it from me though. James, bring us out.
Hi guys. So the Cream.